That back is hilarious. All right, how does that sound? A little bit better, a little bit louder. Let's go back. Okay. About 20 minutes to roll the legs out. Hope. Oh, yeah. Anything they didn't do. Where did I put it though? Oh, it's still charging. Yeah, try not to dual cam. Get my heart rate plugged in real quick. I'm trying to not knock over the camera when I get on and off the bike, because that would be a very, very painful mistake. Sorry, 1 second. I'll be just a moment, making sure. Okay, that's on. My heart rate checking in. Getting dropped by the robo pacer. Yes. Yeah, the green screen settings, I found a channel way back that talked about like how to really dial it in. What's up, Darren? And so hopefully it stays good. It's because I have 2 fans in front of me. Being back in the garage, it makes it harder to keep an actual green screen up. I need to get one of those like thin, like wireframe stands for my green screen, just to hold it in place a little better. Oh, good. Heart rate's checking in. Trying to not lose the multiplier for the robo pacer. Ah, there it goes. It's gone. Next to the other thing. Let's turn on these windows. Turn this one on. Now I'll be able to see when you guys comment. Hope you guys enjoy the big back cam. My goal with it is to basically add my kind of POV with the game itself, so it looks a little more immersive, and then have OBS kind of change back and forth between views, or enable, disable scenes, you know, that kind of stuff. Make it a little bit more of a dynamic view. I say my legs are hurting. Get off the bike. One more time to adjust another setting. I need to keep my legs moving. My legs hurt from these last few days. I started a race yesterday, but ended up rage quitting. It's so many back-to-back mechanicals. So mad. So my mechanical gears, so I got water or sweat in my controllers again, because even though I'm trying to seal it off as best as possible from the inside, there's still little tiny edges here and there that allow, especially after a few days of repeated use, allow drops of water or sweat to get in and causing issues. And so I started a race yesterday. My left controller was pulling to the left really hard, so I had to disable it, which disables my virtual gearing. I gotta add the Go J80. Go J80. Fill that piano with TNT. Nice. And so I ended up trying to use my mechanical gears, and my mechanical gears were okay. And then I started climbing, and I kept getting, the chain was jumping, and then it was like jumping back and forth on the derailleur, and I just could not maintain power while I was climbing. And as you guys know, you've done this course, it's only a couple minutes of effort of climbing, but when you're putting down effort on the pedal and then the chain jumps from cog to cog, it gets easier, it gets harder. I think the most my chain jumped was like four cogs, which is massive. That's how far out of indexing my cassette was. And so I did find out that it's more of an issue with my like with these guys, with the shifters themselves, and not just the indexing. Because my right controller, my left one does the same thing, but it's not as bad because I don't hit as much. But my right one, when you shift all the way up, you actually don't hit the very top gear. You end up hitting one below. And so everything was indexed based off of that. And when I got virtual shifting, it didn't matter. I was able to just kind of use everything. But once Virtual shifting stops working, then it becomes an issue. Slow down again. Let this guy catch up. So go to gear 1. I'm considering taking a day off tomorrow, but I wanna finish that first stage in a better position. And so my consideration was to do, and depending on how I feel, I might still actually do it, do tiny races and then do stage 1 right after tiny races. And I thought about doing the La Roja tour right after that, because they're basically all events back to back, which would be kind of nice. But I don't have the testicular fortitude to do 3 high-speed events back to back. Because I can do La Roja tour and not put any effort, because again, I'm not racing that for placement. I did it last weekend because everyone was talking about joining it, and I was like, I could jump in there too, have some fun. And then ultimately, just kind of push. But doing the 3 events back to back, I don't know that I would survive that. And then we got Monday's races, which depending on how I do today, I might end up in the same pen as everyone else. If not, I might end up not racing Monday if I'm in the higher pen, because I've got Club Ladder on Wednesday. We're going up against OTR Swagger, if that's still on. And that is Drew Polhill's old team. And even without him, they're still a very strong squad. Now, if he decides to race with them and combines forces where he's racing with TFC and OTR, that would be legendary. So yeah. I want to, man. Do you race? Are you talking about racing in the evening or racing like midday? Because I can squeeze in, depending on the length of the course, I can squeeze in like a 12:10 start time, because that's my lunch time. But I have to be done before 1. And so, oh, nice. So for anyone who is, what's it called? Who doesn't already know about the September 11th fundraising ride, I actually put the link in the description this time, ahead of time, so I don't forget to do it afterwards. And so the link's in there. You can donate, you can ride, you can do both, you can do neither. If you're not going to do anything, I would at least ask that you share the video out. I know Colin's going to be streaming it. Riz is going to be streaming it. I am likely not going to be streaming it. And so I know I was talking with Darren about this in Discord briefly. At least I made a comment about it. But my thought on that is, if we can hyper focus people on a single stream and then build the engagement there, then it becomes like a community multiplier. Because I would imagine, and I don't know this for sure, but if you get one streamer with 100 views, active views at the same time, like JD going up the Alp, and all the engagement, and then JD is like, hey, check out this guy's channel, check out that guy's channel, you know, that edification builds the community. And so that's something that I learned in business practices, where it's kind of like word of mouth marketing. And so it's functional, it's free, but ultimately it creates an engagement experience where everybody wants to hop on everybody's streams because everybody's in the chat having fun and not dividing their attention between two and three live streams at the same time. Now, I know that's not always possible, depending on people's schedules. I know everybody creates their own personal community, so I'm not saying it's a hard and fast rule. It's just how I practice it. And so I like hanging out in people's streams and chatting and having some fun and not having to worry about jumping into my own at the same time and making sure I'm not neglecting people. That's also why I didn't, I initially started dual streaming to Twitch, but I have not found a good way. Maybe JD, you can coach me on this after the fact, but I found a good way to manage the chat in Twitch where I can kind of keep an eye on it and respond to them too. Obviously I can respond via voice, but maybe that'll be something I revisit. Because there's a lot of people, a lot of Zwifters on Twitch that have probably bigger followings than the YouTube side. It's just they're in Twitch, and so if you're on YouTube, the algorithm's not going to recommend the Twitch channel. Oh, Streamlabs can do both. Okay, so I have the Streamlabs plugin. That's good to know. It's been so long since I've actually looked at that. I actually tried doing the dual camera a long time ago, but the way OBS and Canon work together don't function very well, so it was just a pain, and I was having all sorts of issues. I had my camera crash, like the video feed crash. And so now I have one wired, one wireless. The other thing that I would love to see grow is, well, I know some people, you know, may or may not like Patreon. Patreon a year or two ago in the conference South by Southwest announced that their goal was to basically be the OnlyFans of community building. And so they wanted to make it to where you can personally engage. I got 3 minutes. I should probably get into the pen. I'll wait till 8K. Almost there. There we go. And so they basically want to build themselves in a way where you build communities and your communities directly support you and not directly support the platform, and then the platform decides how much support you get. Okay. And so it would be cool to see that grow, because I do like the idea of that model where the creator gets the maximum amount of support over the vendor, software vendor, but that is what it is. All right, so while I switch, I'm gonna change the radio station in my head. I didn't drink anything like I'm supposed to. I'm so bad at that initial, like, when I'm warming up, drinking fluids. Before a sprint, I don't remember exactly what this course looks like. I looked at it a little bit yesterday. The goal today is to finish strong, but most importantly, not drop that guy back there, because that is the better of my two cameras and my primary when it comes to family photos and like my own personal photography journey. They're all anti-stress, anti-stress, pro-mental health hobbies. Like that's how I justify it to my wife and everybody else. This is for my mental health. It does work out sometimes. Didn't work out so well yesterday. I was so mad. And I take a lot to get mad, but my gears kept on jumping. And at first I was like, all right, I can manage this. I'll just kind of figure out the right combination of gears, work through it. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. Until finally, so I got dropped. And I was like, all right, I can manage it. Two guys passed me, tried holding on to them, caught back up to them. And then on the second climb up the bridge, they were dropping me and I just could not keep up. I couldn't make it happen. And I ended up getting so frustrated, I slammed down my bike, my front wheel, and got off the bike and I was like, I can't. It's hard to mentally refocus when you're that far gone. My gears are not engaging. Okay, there we go. There goes my towel. Already abandoned the race. So I know this. Pretty sure we've done this route before. I really should have read the description better. Not where I thought we were going. All right. Also put two 35-pound weights. My trainer. In anticipation of not climbing. I'm an idiot. Also have bedding turned off. The foot moment's too much of a pain to manage with everything else. Well, hopefully that solidifies me into the better pen on Monday. Oh my God. I was not expecting that much gravel. I knew we were ending on the climb. Turn up the volume on my background music. I specifically created using AI for this Makuri course. Oh my God. Hey, I figured this was gonna happen. Question is, yeah. All right, I'm gonna disable that second cam because that's what I was concerned about. All right, shut that off. Walleye. This is the challenge with using equipment that wasn't made for this kind of weight. This was made for a GoPro type camera, which I'm looking to get at some point. I'm stuck between the GoPro 360 and the Insta360 X4. I think the X4 has more than enough of what I want, feature-wise, while the Insta360, the GoPro is basically the same features. But the one thing that I need to verify is I heard some of these bigger brand cameras are adding licensing and service agreements. So you have to basically pay a monthly subscription fee to use the camera. And so that has me very worried because I don't want to pay another subscription fee. It's not what we're here to do. So I can refill my bottle without spilling it. So, again, if you're just joining, September 11th, Mr. Ben, the RiZZRL, is doing a charity. Ooh, almost knocked over my second drink. My terrible aim. So Ben's doing a charity race, putting on a charity race. He has two different times. Both times are in the description. And so you can choose to race, you can choose to donate. It's in support of the Firefighters Burn Victims charity place in California. Again, the details are in the description. My brain is running on minimal power. 54 out of 74, yeah, that's not too bad. I think I came right in like halfway in my pen, which I'm okay with, because I made a stupid mistake of not using the gravel bike on that last one. So it wouldn't have helped me on the climbing. It would have definitely kept my momentum. Maybe not as hard. So I had more effort on the climb. Beeblebrox TV. Check it out. Another good YouTuber in the pen. 1 minute to go. The only thing I don't know, actually I do know. Hopefully the background music volume sounds better, a little bit louder while I'm not talking. And hopefully my breathing isn't interrupting it, or my fans. My air fans, that is. All my fans in the chat can have fun. Or 60 seconds, or sorry, 30 seconds. What's up, Turk? I think he smoked me on the last stage, which is to be expected. He's a good racer. Rhino does not disappoint, man. Rhino Coalition, OTR, TFC. Those are the main groups that I've raced against. Bro, it's a little tame. No! Fuck, wrong button, man. Oh well. Not gonna hear the laugh in the Peloton from everybody that didn't use it. Oh, someone else is joining the draft bus party. Someone's attacking. Didn't like the pace. Yo, what's up, Carbon? Gotta put a little more phlegm, I think. I'm raspy in my voice. For those of you who don't know about the hype feature, channels like Urban's, JD's, Road to A, another, I think 1,000 plus subscribers get access to the hype feature. You can promote their channel. Ah. Well, the weights work. Jesus. By the draft bus at the end, I could have probably done a little better. And at least gone with the front group. Oh my God. Oh man, drops didn't feel any better. You know, that is the #1 recommendation on my Friday video. I honestly feel like I should be leaning over and like grabbing the tire. I still feel I'm too upright or too far back maybe. Ah. Oh. Hey. Good, man. I had a little bit left in the tank for the sprint, but that hurt. That hurt. I still feel like that 10 races are tough, man. This 5-minute break in between is nice, especially if you can make it in 5 minutes. But the rest of the time, it's like you have no time to breathe or think or do anything. But between 10 races, ladder races, TTTs, it's helped me become a stronger racer. It's zone 1. What do you mean still sick? You don't get sick. I was teasing my wife this week because everybody in my house got sick except for me. And I'm like, well, I eat red meat and I exercise. So I will proclaim that red meat cures all. I know it doesn't, but in my house, the guy who eats red meat had the least amount of issues. Oh my God. Yeah, I think we're going up the, are we going up the rooftop KOM? Like going straight to it, which I'm not looking forward to. Rooftop reverse. That's a good point. I don't think I've ever done it. Maybe I haven't, I just don't remember, but it's definitely been over 90 days. Anytime we've raced up the rooftop, it's been the main direction. Oh man. Well, the reverse, I think, is pretty draftable and pretty has its good flat spots. Especially, there's one spot where it normally ends, where it's like halfway down the climb. That if you hit it right, you can sprint on the downhill. And because of the twisting and turning, no one will catch you. You can hold a good 2-3 second gap and just push. And the twisting and turning makes it too hard to catch. Kind of like for those watching the Vuelta, Jonas yesterday. I think that's yesterday's stage, or maybe the day before. Up the climb, the finish was after the actual KOM, and so Jonas was put in a position where he could not get in front of the UAE rider, Juan Ayuso. I think it was Ayuso, and that's how that stage went. So hopefully I didn't spoil it for you. If you're anything like me, you're watching the race as you can, and then watching the highlights and then the extended highlights. And I do find it fascinating how the race dynamics in real life, especially World Tour riders, like it's a little bit, and if you watch the Zwifter, was it on his chat yesterday? I know Colin and Riz were on his chat yesterday. So shout out to them, check out the channel. It may have been them, either theirs or on a different podcast I was listening to. We were talking about the differences of racing in real life, or the team tactics. Actually, I think Riz was talking about it, where team tactics are very different because you can blow yourself up on a team race in real life and help your team do better, where in Zwift, it's because there's pack dynamics. and your group is artificially kind of, not really caged, but I guess that's kind of the right word, where your group is kind of artificially held together or pushed faster or slower, depending on physics, game physics. And so it's a little bit harder to do that in Zwift. Now, events like this, where we have almost 100 people, looks like 84 right now still, with a minute to go. That could change at any moment. All right, man, have fun. Have fun with the kiddos. Enjoy your, I was gonna say enjoy the sunlight while you have it, but you're in Texas. You get sunlight all year. Enjoy the hopefully cooler weather, because the rest of the United States has had cold fronts, while us in South Florida ain't got squat. Our cold front was like, it was like 85 degrees. And I gotta say, it felt good. And it feels good right now in the garage. So I will take it where I can. All right. All right. Stage 3 came quicker than I thought. $85 is like what, 30 degrees for you guys? Like 28, something like that. That's the sneakiest downhill in Zwift. It's a 1% average decline, but you won't see it on the screen for very long until the peloton always speeds up through there. I always blamed it on the carpeting. Oh, always. This category going up to 600, we have a lot of strong Bs and A pace group riders that don't want to participate in the 600 to 1,000 pen. And so they, for one reason or another, I'm not going to say they're doing anything malicious, but they're in here. They're strong. Making me work for my sprints. Where all the breaks happen in ladder races. For this reason. It's 4% for like 100 meters. Wouldn't call it a master class. I suck at drafting. I wish I could be one of those guys that hangs 2-3 meters off the back and doesn't drop. Now this is hairpin territory right here. Master of this climb. Ah. Ah. Oh my God. Ah. Holy shit. That was way better than I thought. Wow. I have no clue where that came from. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. Oh, that's zoom out of my face. This one we end, I believe, on the corkscrew climb, maybe. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, my legs. Sorry. Usually I do better on the third race, and so that was a good finish, but also unexpected. I didn't expect to do that good on the climb. Oh my God. I wish the stats would just stay up. I don't have to enable them every time. Because you can see my core temperatures at 101. But you can't see what my heat stress score is, which is what matters more. But usually by the end of this race, I'll be in the 3 to 4 range, which is where you're supposed to be for a heat train. How is that person in front of the line? What the? The sideline? Yeah. Gotta report that person. Okay. Gotta change. Change this playlist, man. This playlist sucks. I'm listening to right now. It's supposed to be the 80s, like hairband rock. It was doing good for a while, but it got terrible quick. All right, last one. I'll tell you what though, this race feels like we got here a lot faster than, remember the first handful of times I did this. By the end of race 2, I could not believe I was still alive. Never mind competing. By competing, I mean spinning my legs. It'll be nice to be competitive. Although if this race goes anything like the last few, I might get some good recovery time in the middle. And I will do my best to give everything I got if I can be competitive on the final sprint. So feel free to, if you want to use any redeemables, gotta do !, but how, and it'll tell you what redeemables are available. Thanks, man. The one thing I like about these cycling hats is when the bill is down, the sweat goes right onto my phone when I have it there, but it doesn't go down my face and into my eyeballs. And so it's a give and take. All right. Let's see how we do. Last race. All right, here we go. Here's for all the gondolas. Oh, my gears are not engaging. There we go. That Darren? Yep. What's up, Darren? I see you right next to me. I'd give you a high five if I could. That guy said beans, I said gandules. Who is on the BMX or mountain bike? I see those flat bars. Looks like I gotta save my energy though. Is Darren on the flat bars? On the BMX. Way to go, Darren. That's how strong he's gotten. He's doing his own tractor pull on that bike and still holding his own. I'm hoping with the Unlocked tour, they do something more BMX related since they chose to put it on the poster. I did email Zwift to find out as such, see if they'd be willing to divulge a little more, but we'll see. Yeah, Darren's pulling away from the group in the BMX. Brah. No, they're not. I know my weekly goals, man. We've had this conversation already, Zwift. Ah. Ah. Oh, man. Well, the 35-pound weights work to keep me on the floor. Oh. Man. Oh my God. Oh my God, my legs. Oh my God. Ah. 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 Oh my God. I don't know why I can't get maximize my sprint. Now it sounds crazy. I don't know if I hit 900 at all, but now it sounds crazy. I have that kind of power at the end of this VO2 max session and complain that it wasn't fast enough. But my 1 second max is in the 1200s or just below 1200 around there. And so I know I can get the power. Although I think this was the longest in-game, in-race sprint I've done. But I think I went the full 500 meters or so, where usually I can't go that long. And so I end up at 400 350, and then bail. But having that racer right next to, like right in front of me, was definitely motivation enough for me to squeeze out that extra few meters in hopes of passing him. Oh my God. Oh, my legs are hurting. Oh my God. If anyone's doing any racing today, good luck. There's no way I can do any more. Oh my God. I actually feel good. Like my legs feel good for once. I switched some stuff around in my my nutrition strategy, my hydration strategy specifically. I swapped how I do things, and so it seemed to work out better. Where I feel like I have more energy right now, but I'm not going to push my luck. I might do the stage 1 again tomorrow, see if I actually get a good result. I'll test out my hydration strategy again then, but oh my God. But thank you guys for joining me, for hanging out. Remember, September 11th, there's 2 different time frames. You could either do, if you're looking at the Eastern time, I put the event links in the description. So you can open it up and let it show your specific time zone. But for those in the East Coast, it's at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. I'll be in the 8 p.m. pen. I know some of you are also in the 8 p.m. pen with me. And so I look forward to that on Thursday. And then I'm not even, well, my heat strain index is at 2. I was gonna do some more heat training, but I figured I was in the 3s by now. It's gonna be too much effort to get into 3 at this point. I'm basically gonna have to do another stage worth of exercise, and I'm not gonna do that. And so I'll spend some time tomorrow with that. But yeah, so Thursday, check it out for a good cause. If you decide to race, great. If not, at least donate or share the link out if you know anyone who's open to donating. It's for a great cause. And so again, that donation link's in the description. Or if you don't want to do any of that, just support your local racing YouTuber on that day. Share out the channels, comment, like, subscribe if you choose to. Give the algorithm some love. And so appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys on Thursday for those streaming and racing. But until then, I will see all of my Pain Inc., Dirty Watts, and randos that we all race together on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and next Saturday. Cheers, guys. Enjoy your weekend. If you're not working, and have a good one. Cheers, guys.